Say rolling around, sitting on doves, can't lie, I was high on shrubs.
So now we'll go back with another video. I'm Strange Wayne. He is Nate. Today we're doing Rotten Tomatoes reactions. You guessed it. We'll look at Rotten Tomatoes scores and reacting to them for films that are out or upcoming. So our first film is Freaky at 85% critically fresh on Rotten Tomatoes with an audience score of 80%. I watched this film in the theater and I really enjoyed it. Obviously, it's not going to be something that you go and it changes your life or anything, but if you like the horror genre, it's definitely going to hit hard for you and you're going to have fun with it. I'm not a huge fan of the horror genre. I can see the tropes in there and how they're kind of making fun of them, and I can have fun with it. So I think that 85% is fair. If you want to see my review of it, I above the corner, I gave it something similar to the score as well.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. The way that AMC is doing movie times where we are now sucks because nothing ever works out for me. But it definitely looked really interesting. It definitely looked like the kind of horror movie that I would be into. I like what this director is doing, where he's just taking these like premises from other films and turning them into horror movies. So I'm excited to see where it goes, and I'm sure I'll watch this eventually.
I hope so.
I'm glad to see it had an 85 because that's just kind of like that's like what I would expect. That's just like your basic. This is a fun movie. And I like that.
Yeah. A very fun poster, too. I love the poster. You know, you're not a huge fan of it. We got the film Jingle, Jingle.
Jingle Jangle?
Who cares?
Jangle Jingle.
I don't. But
Django.
40 people, they reviewed it, and they gave it a 95% critically fresh Rotten Tomatoes with an audience score of 76%. And it was at 100%, so it went down 5%. Maybe you're right. Maybe it did capture that Spielberg 90s flair of magic. Maybe. I'm not a Christmas fan. I do think it's a good idea to make a Black Christmas movie. We don't have those. When you think of Christmas movies, you think of a bunch of movies with white people in them. So this is a small genre that doesn't have any representation. Everybody celebrates Christmas except for me. So it makes sense.
Well, not everybody.
Well, most people. So it makes sense to have a Christmas movie that young kids, they can see that magic with some of their color. I think it's a great idea, but I don't know. That's a pretty drastic score when it comes to audience and critics. What you thinking?
Yeah, I don't know. There are certain movies where it's just like, I always take Rotten Tomatoes with a grain of salt, right? Because
you have to.
I am arrogant.
It's also averages.
And I always assume that I know people's intentions, which is mind reading, and that's not a thing that I can really do, but I sure try to do it anyways. I'm really excited for this. I like Christmas movies. I like musicals. I like the kind of, like when we did the trailer reaction, I obviously really loved like the flair that this had, like the vibe of it and everything. I love that critics gave it a 95%. That has me super excited. But I also am not surprised that audiences were probably unnecessarily critical of it. And I think a lot of that just has to do with what expectations were. And I think that people, if I had to guess, if I read the audience reviews, the things that they are complaining about, I would be like, well, that's stupid. You shouldn't be expecting that from this movie anyways. So.
Well, maybe you can watch it and review it, because I'm sure not going to watch it nor review it. Next, we have Run. Still hasn't came out yet, but it still has 100% Rotten Tomatoes. Good for it. His House, same thing. But His House is actually out, which is interesting that it's still at 100% of Rotten Tomatoes. It's critically fresh. Audience score 77%. It's on Netflix. I always take the Netflix with a grain of salt because people who watch movies, because Netflix, they can give a vague recollection of what the film is. It's like, oh, it's a horror movie. Oh, and people aren't expecting a well thought out, smart horror movie, which I'm assuming this is because it has 100%. I also haven't watched it because I haven't had enough time during the day to keep the lights on to watch this movie, because I'm not watching it with the lights out or at night because I'm a pussy.
Pussy, 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 pussy.
Wow. Well, you're being really responsible with your light bill, so good for you. I love this. It has 100%. I really want to watch it soon. I love the premise of this. Just that idea of kind of getting to look into what life is like for someone who's obviously in a way crappier situation than I have ever been in and will ever have to be in, because I just got lucky enough to be born where I was and what color I was. The audience score, again, I know that I'm just assuming shit and I shouldn't do that, but like you can't convince me that there aren't people who just don't like it because of what it's really about. And I think that's dumb. So,
Alrighty. Next week. Oh. That sucks.
Yeah, that's rough. Woof.
I was really hoping these hillbillies had a good movie, but they don't. It's at 29%
Yikes.
rotten on Rotten Tomatoes, which sucks because I thought it'd be really good. Glenn Close, she looks like a whole different person. Amy Adams looks like a whole different person. It looked like a good movie. I mean, it's made by Ron Howard. Ron Howard's a good director. He even made Apollo 13. He made A Beautiful Mind. It looked fun. It looked interesting. It looked weird enough that it looked original. Kind of like Peanut Butter Falcon. Kind of like another Shia LaBeouf movie, but...
Because it takes place in the South?
No. Kind of like Honey Boy, where it's just like, you're not going to find another movie like this weird. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, sure.
Like, it's so original.
Yeah, people don't make movies about like these people.
I'm so surprised it's out of 29%.
Yeah, that's pretty mind-blowing. That trailer sure did a good job of fooling us.
I'm watching it anyway.
Yeah, I'm 100% watching it anyways. I wonder if it's... Yeah, I don't know. Part of me is just like, all right, so do critics just have a hard time palating, like, you know, Deep South people? Is that it? Or is it, like, really just that terrible of a movie? I mean, I have a 29%.
Yeah.
So, I'm watching it.
You can call me 500 pieces because I'm looking at the score and I'm puzzled. That's insane. Well, at least we got some good news from Netflix. Mink is at a 91% critically fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. My most looked forward to film of the year. Citizen Kane, what an excellent movie. David Fincher, excellent director. Two things I love. You put them together. I'm so curious about how much Citizen Kane-ish the film's going to look like. How much Citizen Kane the film's going to be in the story. They did a really good job. We're not giving out a bunch of details in the trailers. So, I like it. This score makes me want to watch it even more. Hopefully it'll go up. Hopefully, Gary Oldman, has he ever had a bad performance? Probably, but none that we've seen. So I can't wait for it, November 13th.
What?
It's already out.
Today's the 15th of November.
Oh, shit. Oh, there's no audience scores.
I don't know what the deal with that is.
It says coming soon.
I'm pretty sure I saw a different release date at some point, so I don't know if they pushed it or what. But
Pushed it. It's November.
Yeah, they might have just pushed it to later in November. I don't know, man. I just know today's the 15th, and I knew it was well past the 13th, which was funny that you said it was in a couple of days.
You know what I know?
What do you know?
I know I want to watch it now.
Not tomorrow, not after breakfast, now.
I'm really excited for Mink. I think that this could be your best picture of 2020.
Mike, maybe.
It fits the bill. You know, it's like, it's a movie about a movie, which we know the Academy loves that.
Yeah.
And it's in black and white, which we know the Academy loves that. And there's a bunch of white people in it, and we know the Academy loves that. So
For your best picture nominees, Sonic the Hedgehog, The Invisible Man, Mink.
yeah, right. So I'm super excited to see this, mostly because it is. I feel if I was a betting man, which I kind of am, I would 100% put money on this at least being nominated. So
Tell me what you think about this down in the comment section below. Scroll back up, hit the like button, share the video, and subscribe.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.